Welcome back to Close Up. Retired Army General Don Bolduc may not have President Trump's endorsement in this race, but the latest poll from the St. Anselm College Survey Center shows him not just within striking distance of Corky and Messner, but basically tied. General Bolduc is our guest this morning. Thanks for joining us, General.
It's great to be here, Adam. Thank you for having me, and best to all your viewers and listeners.
So are you the underdog in this race, or have people been looking at this all wrong ever since the president's endorsement?
Well, I am the underdog, obviously. When you're opposed by the establishment, special interests, and lobbyists, every turn in the road, there's been obstacles placed in front of us. All the support of the Republican Party that a primary candidate is supposed to have has been taken away from me because of a decision made in Washington, D.C. that was directed to the NHGOP here in New Hampshire before one New Hampshire resident or voter casted a vote. That's inconsistent with our democracy, our republic, and our American way of life. Certainly our forefathers would not be happy with something like that. And certainly the people of New Hampshire should not be happy with having their candidate dictated to them, particularly by the establishment, which we know on both sides is not representing us well in Washington, D.C. And it is why we have a lot of the problems that we have today. COVID, economic crisis, all those things. So, yes, I am the underdog. I've been the underdog my entire life. In sports, I was never big enough for football, but I started on the football team. In baseball, I couldn't pitch because my arms weren't long enough, but I was a very successful pitcher. In basketball, I was too short, but I was one hell of an aggressive guard, right? So, and then carry that on into the military, right? I don't have the right pedigree. I'm not polished enough. I'll never be a good officer. And I made it to general officers, and I surpassed those that told me I would not be there. They retired at, lesser ranks. So it's all about this New Hampshire boy who learned focus, hard work, never quit on his family farm, learned New Hampshire values, living here his whole life, taking on whatever obstacles come in front of him and doing the best he possibly can because of character and integrity first.
General, you've said that you straight up don't trust your opponent, Corky Messner. What's happened in this campaign to lead you to that conclusion?
Well, let me remind you that you asked me that question, right? And I don't say anything about my opponent unless I'm asked a question. And I will tell the truth. And it's a fact. You asked me that question, and I said, no, I don't trust him. Listen, all the way through this entire race that we have, I have not openly attacked him at all. I have answered questions, and if those questions are uncomfortable for him, then that's fine. But he has prior actions in his past that I believe indicate what his future behavior will be. And let's just talk about the DUI accusation, right? It's not an accusation. He was arrested for it, and he pled it down because he's a lawyer and has a lot of money. Let's talk about the 501c3. I think he's making up excuses for that. I think there's, the average person can figure out that wasn't handled well, and it's just one excuse after another. Even his own campaign wasn't even on the same sheet of music when it came time to explain that. That he can't even run a 501c3, honestly. Come on, let's just be serious about that. Now there's this domestic abuse thing that came out, right? Unbelievable. He's given to Chuck Schumer. And he didn't give any money to Donald Trump, who he touts as his hero, right? And so what's next? What's going to come out that's next? I submit to you that these things alone make him an inadequate candidate and someone who cannot beat Jeanne Shaheen. Plus, he's bringing all this stuff into New Hampshire from Colorado. Outsiders bring outside problems, and that's not good for New Hampshire. We have to win as a Republican Party. We need a uniter. We need someone that stands for character and integrity and demonstrated selfless service performance. He's not cutting it on any level. And so I'm just wondering what's next as we get closer to the primary. And the New Hampshire voters need to know this. They need to know who the heck they're voting for. And we can't afford to have a candidate that's going to be in the kung fu stance the entire general election, fending off accusations that are going to cause us to lose the election. This is common sense, right?
General, you made a pretty big splash with your recent ad there calling out, quote, socialist pansies. Can you be more specific, though? Who would you identify as a socialist pansy in New Hampshire?
Well, the ad was specifically directed at Jeanne Shaheen. She has been weak in Washington, D.C. She has supported the establishment 97.9% of the time. She completely mismanaged the COVID crisis. She's a transactional leader, meaning the only time you're going to get something from her is if you give her something. She does it with veterans. She does it with small businesses. She does it with the opioid crisis, the mental health crisis. She hasn't fixed the water contamination crisis. So, yeah, she's weak. She is not standing up for New Hampshire. She's not standing up for America. She wants to get rid of the Electoral College. She wants to weaken Second Amendment rights. Her recent vote on the Senate floor to give the UN authority to take weapons away from U.S. citizens. Are you kidding me? She hasn't been a vocal voice for any of the violence going on across the country. She did not coordinate our U.S. congressional delegation to lead through, with, and by the New Hampshire people when they had 2 months off. They weren't even working. They weren't working for us, delaying votes, voting contrary to what the American people in New Hampshire wants, that will make us safe. She believes in open borders, sanctuary cities, illegal immigration, all these things, from limited government to fiscal responsibility to the fact that she is undermining the safety and security of the people of New Hampshire and America. That is weak. We need someone down there of action. We don't need some USA plan with a 1-800 number where you can call in and get all kinds of great ideas. There's enough great ideas down there. We don't need another plan. What we need is a person of action that's going to go down there and do something for New Hampshire and the American people. I will be that person. I have done it in my life.
You mentioned that. You spent a career and a life serving this country in the U.S. military, where the line is very clearly drawn between duty and service and politics. Do you think it was appropriate for the president to essentially hold a nominating convention at the People's House, the White House?
A what convention?
The convention, essentially, bring the political convention, the RNC, to the White House. Was that appropriate to the president to do that?
Well, I think it's appropriate for the president to do whatever he thinks he needs to do in terms of communicating with the American people. And I think that that what he did over the last 4 days was effective. I wouldn't criticize Biden for doing it where he did it, nor should we criticize the president for doing it where he did it. It is the People's House, but he resides there. And, it's on loan to him from the people. We all understand that. But that's a very appropriate place to communicate with the American people. Presidents have done that throughout history.
We got about a minute left here, General. Just curious, what's your strategy heading into the Granite State debates? It's clear you're an individual who doesn't pull any punches.
No, I don't pull any punches. That's for darn sure. And I won't pull any punches. All I have to do is say to my opponent, get ready, because it's coming. And what we're going to do is we're going to show contrast between me and him. The only thing I regret about the whole venue is that we're not standing side by side, 6 feet apart, because that is a visual people need to see. Honesty is the huge part of this. I will be honest. And oh, by the way, I will answer questions. I'm not going to give some lawyer answer, some circular answer around a question. Right, wrong, indifferent, whether you like it or not, you're going to get the right answer from me, and it is going to be straightforward, because that's what you need. That's what's wrong with what's going on down in Washington, D.C. People aren't standing up. The next thing is...
General, we appreciate your time. We've kind of hit the wall here. We appreciate it. We're going to see you on that distance debate stage, though. Thank you so much.
God bless you. Thank you very much.
All right.